Greetings to all countries, all cities that have found the time to join our conference today. And today we will talk about our wonderful product ACTIVIDAN, which is a universal product for maintaining a healthy lifestyle in today's modern living conditions. I will tell you about the advantages of the product, why people today, more and more people understand that this product should be in every home, what this product does, how it affects our body, how you can buy it profitably today, and of course, how much the product costs. We will discuss all of this in more detail now. Before you can see our product. It is a universal product because in this product there is health, beauty, and longevity. As you know, today in each of these industries there is a huge number of products that people take. And today I want to convey to you exactly that the product ACTIVIDAN contains the ingredient that is here. It can practically replace several dozen products. And if you combine this together, you will enhance the effectiveness of those products. Dietary supplements that you take to improve your health, beauty, and longevity. To date, there are already far over 2,000 studies in this direction. Today, I already know many among you who are advocates of using the product ACTIVIDAN. You have noticed that the product ACTIVIDAN is needed by every person today, just like water, air, and food. These are the three ingredients that we practically cannot live without today. We spend money on all of this. But as we age, we understand that simultaneously, under the influence, of course, of water, air, and food, our place of residence, where it is located, in our life to some extent, and various health problems arise. So in order to have fewer health problems, the product ACTIVIDAN allows us to deal with them more easily. And at the very least, not accumulate in the body all those harmful substances that surround us in any case, not only in the air, but of course also in the water, and in the food that we regularly consume. Therefore, today more and more people understand that the product ACTIVIDAN should be on the table of every person. Studies that indicate that the product affects the primary functions of our body. And of course, some of you today probably may ask yourself the question, what are the primary functions in our body? You know, often when I hold a conference in a hall where we meet, I always ask this question, and I always hear from people, someone says, the heart is the main thing, blood, and something else. So everyone, well, I draw conclusions that somewhere speaks about what hurts them somewhere. Actually, each of our organs, of course, to some extent they are the main ones, because they create a specific system that we see, feel. But if we really think about what scientists say, they talk about some mechanism that is at the first stage, which unites all these organs so that they work correctly, so that they function longer, and so that we feel energetic. So there's something that unites all these organs. They feel energy, that it is energy's energy. So if you ever come to them out loud and they tell you that suddenly they are talking about health, well, how are you? Doublington. It's not good for us now from Sweaty Spirits RO16. There is something that unites all this and gives life to our organs. The same heart, blood, hands, legs, eyes, all our organs from a functional point of view are secondary, because there's something in the foreground, something else that makes all this work. And if this thing that is in the foreground is working poorly, then naturally our body also stops working properly. And of course we begin to feel it. And various kinds of symptoms, weakness there, well, and everything. That it is related to this. One of the primary functions of our body is primarily the cleansing system of our body. That is, you should know that our body, it is structured this way, that it should self-cleanse. That is, everything in our body is there for it to happen effortlessly, without much attention from our side. And this actually happens from birth until 30-35 years, depending on where we live, because place of residence has a very strong influence on this, as you understand. Because if we live somewhere in the mountains, somewhere in the forest where the air is clean, we eat wonderful food, then most likely this process will serve us longer time. And if we live in megacities, like most people do today, then of course I think you understand that this is a great miracle that we do not have serious issues before 30 to 35 years. Health problems. Therefore we have a purification system which we must take care of, in what condition it is, how well it copes with everything, how much it is already clogged. And of course, we usually start taking care of it when we already feel some malfunctions. Medicine is more correct. Smart people say that, of course, we need to do both, so that our body does not get polluted daily. And today, of course, many lead a healthy lifestyle. But a question arises, is there something that could help our body so that it copes with this daily easier and correctly? Friends, and here we are talking about the product ACTIVIDAN, because every day, When you wake up in the morning, I think many of you drink a glass of warm water, right? And you take one sachet of our product. I don't know, just one sachet right away. You can drink it or divide it over several days. And when you drink it, you give your body tremendous strength to cope with its functions in support primarily of our cleansing system. We're not just talking about cleansing the intestines or liver cleansing there. The body as a whole begins to cleanse itself properly. Many of our clients, when they start using our product, depending on their health condition, they begin to feel certain processes in their body. Those who need to sit on the toilet, they sit on the toilet and cleanse themselves. For some, there might be a need, and sometimes people say they feel like sleeping for several days. And our doctor says, if you feel like sleeping, then sleep, rest as much as you need. Because the product directs the body in a way that it starts getting rid of those unnecessary internal processes that are disrupted, normalize the correct ones, processes that should work in our body. And in many of these studies, some doctors have said that the product ACTIVIDAN is a smart product. That is, somewhere there is also the expression smart doctor, because really. And from here we see, when we drink it, our body, it is smart. It simply gains strength to function in the area where it is most important right now to fix. Therefore, please do not be surprised if you have a headache and you start consuming the product, because that's exactly what you want for some specific task of yours. And then you discover that there is improvement there, and there is improvement there too. Perhaps this specific problem still exists for you, but many other processes are already in place for you. So the product, together with your body, knows where and what needs to be fixed there. All we need to do is simply accept it and enjoy it. The second very important process that relates to the primary functions of our body, this is the initiation of self-destruction of altered cells, which is called apoptosis. You know, unfortunately, I will even say about myself, since 1998, I have encountered various proteinaceous supplements. I have listened to a huge number of medical lectures. Unfortunately, only when I learned about the properties of this product did I learn that there is some apoptosis in our body. Working with many people, almost the majority said, I don't know what that is. Let me now also tell you what apoptosis is in simple words for those who do not know. Apoptosis is the replacement of our old cells with new ones, our little cells. As you know, the cells in our body have a certain period of work, a certain cycle, after which they self-destruct in a certain way and a new cell comes in their place. And interestingly, we do not make any effort towards this. We don't even know what's happening about it, just like with the cleansing system. Something is happening with us there. Well, it's happening. How does apoptosis actually happen? When our cell has exhausted its resources in the body, it starts the first cycle. The first thing is that it internally disconnects from other cells, because, you know, the cell interacts with all the other cells. So it disconnects, becoming a solitary little cell. That's the first thing. The second moment, the cell must raise two receptors and signal to our macrophages that here I am, little cell. I have already done everything. It signals for the macrophages to come and destroy the membrane around this cell. So macrophages practically eat the membrane. And thus, this is how the cell disintegrates in the body, friends. What is the problem? The problem is that, depending on the state of our body, on the pollution of our body, on many different negative processes that occur in the body, our cell goes through the first stage. That is, it refuses the connection. It refuses to connect with other cells, and it cannot raise these antennas. And as a result, this cell remains in the body for a long period of time, sometimes even for decades, because from this moment on, this cell is called a modified cell in medical terms, or a potentially oncogenic cell. I think you've heard this from doctors' statement. Oncogenic cells are present in everyone. Those who have heard about it but have not understood why doctors say so, because they know how this mechanism works inside. Therefore, today, indeed, there are various diagnostics that a person can undergo, detect such modified cells in themselves. They can go through a course, something there, and get rid of these cells. But the problem is that every day we live in certain life conditions. Every day we somehow feed ourselves, sometimes correctly, sometimes incorrectly. Here we are in summer now. Some of us know that it's harmful to sit in the open sun and so on. But for some reason, knowing this, we still love the time. Going out in the sun, going out in the field, going out to the garden, although we understand that it is harmful to our body. Therefore, we do not know when the number of these cells in our body increases or decreases, because when there are more and more of such cells in the body, then a serious problem arises later, precisely related to perhaps even some kind of tumor, with a tumor, the process, and so on. In general, for you to understand why there have been thousands and thousands of studies on fucoidan in such a short period of time, a substance that is extracted from marine algae. Because at the very beginning, a group of scientists started looking for means of preventing oncology, and the first results they obtained were precisely in this area. Then, when many started delving into research, they began to discover, and today it is said that fucoidan is indeed a very powerful means in the prevention of oncology. Precisely because it makes those cells in our body that cannot raise antennas start to raise antennas. And macrophages see these little cells and quickly remove them. Therefore, I want to please you that the product works in this direction. And each of you who takes the product ACTIVIDAN regularly, you are doing a very powerful prevention in this direction. And of course, thirdly, which is also very important, it increases the performance of our own stem cells in our body. These are the main cells, which have the ability to repair our body. But it turns out that today it is already proven that somewhere after 30-35 stem cells, we have them, but they are just dormant. That is, a person gets sick, a person needs something to repair there, but already at the age of 40, 50, 60 stem cells, they simply do not have the strength to do what they are supposed to do, and they endure their natural function. Once I heard a statement from one of the doctors who spoke at our event that people die without using the full potential of their body. And this is precisely related to the fact that we always focus on the secondary functions of our body, on the peripheral organs. But we do not understand that today, first and foremost, we should look for products that specifically work to support the primary functions of our body in the form of support in stem cells, triggering the apoptosis system, and supporting our cleansing system. Because when all this works correctly, like in a newborn, because just like a newborn baby, when we are born, we are not concerned about this because everything is clean for us. Our stem cells work phenomenally. Our children up to a certain age, they do not consume any supernatural, some biologically active substances. You eat the same thing, but a child is an energizer, while, for example, dad, mom just got up from the table and cannot gather their thoughts on what they need to do next. So it comes to a point where chronic fatigue practically does not leave a person. There is almost no strength to do anything. So when you consume this product, you recover, you restore the body, you return your body to the lively state it was in. But of course, friends, everyone has a different age, different levels of pollution, and many, of course, need a certain amount of time for this. These three functions, I want you to remember them. And first of all, when you're looking for some food products for health, you should ask yourself precisely such questions. Does this product work to cleanse my body? Does the system trigger apoptosis? Does it improve the functioning of stomach cells? If it doesn't, then it's a product for secondary organs. Most importantly, you should be able to support these actions in your body daily. I want to please you with this product. ACTIVIDAN, what makes it special is that it does all three functions simultaneously. It's all here. I want to please you even more because studies still talk about it. Not only studies, but also our clients. Because we have many clients who visited the clinic before starting to use the product. They had blood tests done to see how they were at the beginning. They started taking the product, and then they were very surprised. And even the doctors who looked at these tests were surprised. What does the product do? It thins your blood and improves the condition of your blood vessels. But this product, friends, it works better than those medications that people buy in pharmacies for blood thinning. What sets our product apart? It is that it specifically contributes to the restoration of the function that thins our blood, friends. If regular products based on heparin directly affect the blood, that is, they specifically thins the blood. That is why when a person stops taking them, after some time, immediately, the blood thickens again, and the person needs to start taking them again, look for others to replace them, and so on. So the product ACTIVIDAN directly affects the process of blood thinning. Well, what a nice bonus, right? But I will say that it is not just a bonus, it is very wonderful. Because in reality, in fact, most people who experience shortness of breath, who really have chronic fatigue, all of this is related to oxygen. Because the blood is thick, the blood circulates heavily, our cells in various parts of our body do not receive oxygen. And of course, I, by the way, want to say here, today it can already be said. A couple of years ago, it was impossible to say. But the COVID epidemic, which was directly related to the fact that people's blood was thickening, breathing was poor, and so many of our clients were getting themselves back on track with our product Actividan. I want to tell you about a very interesting case. We have clients in Mongolia, and it so happened that one of our clients ended up in intensive care. Usually in the hospital, they don't allow anything separate to be given. But since the person was practically fading away, and the wife was using our product, she managed to arrange it, and they started giving him water with our product there. To their surprise, practically there, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, a person felt better. And those who did not take this product, he has already left the hospital, but they are still there. That's about viral diseases. Another very interesting point, of course, each of us eats today. Most people, of course, take various dietary supplements. If you consulted with your doctors today, you are taking some dietary supplements. You are taking some medications. You can take our product because this product will help better absorb what you take throughout the day. I can say from our experience, we have plenty of results from people who, for many years, almost every day, took a whole bunch of different pills. But when they started taking simultaneously our product, they slowly began to get rid of many different kinds of pills. And only occasionally did they take some pills. I think everyone understands that it is impossible to take handfuls of the same chemical pills and expect that we should greatly improve our health from it. This is a separate topic, but in any case, this information should be for you. The product has shown some interesting effects to help our body. Firstly, antiviral action, antifungal action, anti-inflammatory action, anti-tumor action. And of course, the product is a very good immunomodulator. So friends, who is this product for? You probably have questions. This product, the product Actividan, is for everyone. Men, women, for children, and even for our pets. This is a separate topic concerning pets, dogs, parrots, fish, and everything related to them, because we have people who also give it to their pets and share quite interesting results too. But let's get back to us humans. When you start taking our product, first of all, you will see that you have more energy, so you will feel quite good. The body's function is established, the immune system is maintained, connective tissues and cartilage are supported, liver and kidney function improvement, the circulatory system function is maintained, which I have focused on now. The gastrointestinal tract is kept in good condition, and as you know, a huge number of health problems, as doctors say, start from our intestines. So our product helps our intestines in this regard. There is also a virus called Helicobacter, a very harmful virus that is specifically located in our intestines. And it is this virus that leads to stomach ulcers. And then if it is not treated, there may also be stomach oncology. There are scientific studies that talk about how Fucoidan very seriously, very effectively copes with this virus. Many of you, maybe you don't even know if you have it or not. You need to go and take a special test and so on. By taking the product, your intestines start working differently, better, more comfortably, and so on. Protects the body from radiation infection, stimulates the skin through academic radiation, suppresses tumor cells, and of course restores skin elasticity. Our product Actividan, this is the #1 cosmetic product. Dear ladies, women who love themselves. Of course, I understand that there is a huge number of cosmetic products which you smear on yourself, thinking that they work for your rejuvenation. God willing, someone is familiar who knows exactly which products can be used. That will help achieve the goals of recovery. God willing, a strong classic infrastructure from you. Let it be so. But I want to tell you that today, there are a huge number of women who also understand that our youth and beauty start not from the outside, but from within. So use what you use. But if you add this wonderful product to your cosmetic products, which you will drink in the morning, you will find that your skin becomes completely different. And most importantly, the skin of the hands and neck rejuvenates, smooths out, and pigmentation spots disappear. And this is wonderful because it is the product Actividan. So I think you should be proud that you have such an opportunity because many women don't know about it at all. There is no Actividan product in their lives yet. But how wonderful it is for you to open your purse and take out this wonderful sachet, open it, and sprinkle it into your glass, where you are at work, somewhere else, and drink it. You will already be different from those other people who do not know yet. Well, where can they find out? That's exactly where they will find out from you. Therefore, the product Actividan is the #1 cosmetic product for every woman. First and foremost, it should be yours. We have clients who are 60 to 65 years old. After a certain period of time, application of the product. They have done analysis. There's a special diagnostic method for determining biological age, and their age has become 10 to 15 years younger biologically. Friends, do you understand what product we have today? I think we should be happy right now in this moment that somehow we have done something good in this world, that this product came our way and somehow God opened our minds for us to understand it somehow. So I congratulate you on having a wonderful product that you can have a good inner attitude towards every day. The results that speak of the product's effectiveness. Unfortunately, many people are hesitant to send us their results, but I want to thank those who have sent them to us. That's it. The woman's gray hair is disappearing and the condition of her hair is improving. There are a lot of results. Many women talk about how their youthful color is coming back. Here we have papilloma loss, psoriasis, alopecia, fungal problems. What else do we have here? Vitiligo, a serious problem which a person started taking, not for this reason, but noticed that pigmentation began to return back. Here is another result. Skin cancer. She suffered from this problem for many years. Here is another interesting one. Yes, terrible. Atherosclerosis of the leg vessels. And here is another result. Gangrene of the lower extremity against the background of atherosclerosis of the leg vessels. I think everyone understands that this problem did not appear in 1 second. This is a problem of many years, which was associated precisely again with blood, with vessels, and overall with lifestyle. And pay attention, after 6 months of using the product, our little fingers were saved. Well, as for energy, friends, of course today there is also diagnostics that can show the energy of each person. And here we see, just sent to us by the client, results after product application. And here we see that initially it was 25%, then 72%, then 79%, 83%. So here we see improvement in condition, that is energy, aura, and everything related to it. Now let's talk about how the product is taken. In fact, it is very easy to understand this. Wrote diagnostics. It is better to take the efficiency enhancement 3 to 4 times a day. Preventively, in principle, you can drink it whenever you want, whenever it is convenient for you. But if you still pursue a certain goal, a specific task that you want to maximize from the product, this is what needs to be taken about 3 to 4 times a day, and preferably 30 minutes before a meal to allow the body has received. Just as in principle, there is a rule to drink a glass of water 30 minutes before a meal, or after if you have eaten, then also a glass of water with our product after 30 minutes. In the first days of using the product is recommended because, everyone is different, you have different weights. But in the first days, 2-3 days are best to take. About 1 sachet, dividing it into different number of days. Because it may happen that on the first day, if you drink a lot, there may be some discomfort. The body needs to get used to this product in any case. Therefore, you can slightly reduce the dosage, but still try to continue taking it. And this is exactly evidence that the product has started something in your body to improve. Adults dilute 1 sachet in 500 milliliters of water, and we drink approximately 50 to 100 milliliters of water at a time. That is 3 to 4 times a day. Of course, it is necessary because the product has properties that awaken our cleansing system. We need to drink a little more water. So every time you drink 50 grams of water there, try to also drink somewhere around 200 to 250 milligrams of water. If there are, of course, any health problems, then of course you need to take more, somewhere around 2 to 5 sachets. And now let me give an answer to the question, what is the charm of our product compared to other products that also contain fucoidans, for example, sold on the market? If we look at this first example, we see the following, friends, that in one of our sachets there is 600 milligrams of fucoidan. Fucoidan here is from 2 types of seaweed. Today at the market, of course, they are sold in the form of supplements, various products labeled as fucoidan. I want to tell you that usually these jars contain 30 capsules, 50 capsules, 90 capsules, 120 capsules. And I want to draw your attention that if we take 600 milligrams, which is in this sachet, and divide it into 30 capsules of 20 milligrams each, then you will get 1 such sachet, that is 30 capsules. Here's a quite serious dosage. When we talk about fucoidans, when we talk about the result, when we talk about the convenience of product application, just imagine if you need to drink 2, 3, 4 sachets. Just imagine you need to drink almost a whole can, and this needs to be done every day. I will say that the products in the cans, which say fucoidan there, and it says drink 1, 2 capsules a day, 3 capsules a day. Well, I can tell you. Well, of course, maybe someone there will feel something. But in general, the majority of people will not feel anything. Just like you drink today, Let's say you drink calcium, you drink vitamin E, you drink something else. Well, you drank and drank, as they say. I advise you to understand this moment quite seriously. What? We will now talk about the price. Of course, the company could, in principle, pack all this, for example, in capsules, make you a product for $30 there. And you would be happy that we are cheap, basically, like everyone else. If we want the best, friends, then today in this form, the company has tried to give you the best. Therefore, if we see that it says 30 milligrams of Fugidan in those capsules, it will be 20 capsules. And if it says 40 milligrams, then it's 15 capsules. If it's 50, it's 12 capsules. When we talk about this standard box of ours, in which there are 4 such boxes, then if we take, for example, a ratio of 50 milligrams, 12 capsules, 1 sachet, we will have the following comparison with some jars. I don't want to talk about the company right now, it's kind of ugly, but in principle, it's on the internet. I wrote $50, but in reality it fluctuates. That's $50, $70 plus delivery. I rounded the average to 50. For 60 capsules, you need to buy 8 jars. 8 jars on average cost $50 each. That will be $400. I want to emphasize once again, you don't know what concentration level is there. Well, Fucoidan and Fucoidan, as they say, be healthy. Wim Grace Company is a direct sales company, a company that is interested in that you remain our customers forever, so that you always understand that you have one of the most valuable products, which today from this area you can use and recommend to others. Look at the difference, friends. You will overpay twice as much. So you must understand that there are always 2 strategies. There is a strategy of sellers who look at the person's pocket, and they ask themselves a question. How much money can a person easily spend? And easily a person can spend there $5, $10, $20, well, $30. Well, up to $50 a person can easily part with it. This is exactly what the market is built on. In our company, we are interested in something completely different. We are striving for results, so that you would like it. That's why I want you to somehow understand this price, so that you can somehow determine it for yourself. And understand that you are buying a very high-quality product, cheaper than if you were to buy everything that is being shown to you on the market today. Let me show you another example. For example, 30 capsules. The cost is approximately $25 to $30, including delivery to your home, so you will need to buy 16 jars. So you will have 480 capsules there. 16 jars. Yes, you will buy for $25 each. It seems like you didn't spend much, but you will buy 1 or 2 jars. You won't want to buy more because you will say something like, I don't understand this. I want you to have in view. Let's figure out the price of 1 box, 10 sachet that you may need, 10 to 30 days. Because 10 sachet, if you break for 3 days, may be enough for 30 days, we say about what better to do so that you can afford more. In any case, $69. This price, together with delivery to your home, silver package $119, you save $19. That is, the more products you take, more save money, save make gold. Package, that is 1 box. Here is the inside, 4 boxes you charge for $49.75 diamond package, 2 boxes saving $150 for, when you take 3 boxes of product. Please note, the company still gives, as a gift, 2 boxes for $119. 2 such boxes, 20 sachet. Get a gift of icon, create $347. If you take 6 boxes of product, you get a box like this as a gift. 40 do honest $90.9, that is $200. Savings, you have $655. If you take 9 boxes, you get 2 boxes for $398 as a gift. Savings $1,082. Shipping product is carried out by us. Fast enough in more than 120 countries of the world. All the company has established peace. And this is how I want you, please. I hope that the information that I prepared for you today, it allows you to understand how interesting, beautiful product we have. And all that you need to do is turn to the person who you gave today's link to our conference. Contact for him to help you in the acquisition of this beautiful product and get the pleasure of this product. I want to wish everyone good luck, stay healthy, and until we meet again.